Bum, 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 bum. How's it going, YouTube? Sorry, took a little bit of time to get myself into gear today with the old YouTube setup.
What's up, traders? TradeX here today.
What's good? What's good? What's good? How we doing in the hood? We all good in the hood? Let's have a look. So if you let's get the music sorted. So if anybody wants to listen to the same music, you can. There you go. Little bit of I wouldn't know what genre would you call this? I think it's a little bit of country music. A little bit of country music. If anyone wants to listen along, you're more than welcome to. Unfortunately, I still can't broadcast music on YouTube. I mean, it massively kills me. I like to listen to music when I trade. If you're the same, you're more than welcome to listen to the same music. You can even request your own songs if you want. Happy days. So Red Pill, I'm jumping on YouTube. If you guys want to watch the stream over there, it's entirely up to you. So we have to be mindful, just a little recap, that today, just anticipating it to be sticky going into leading into the Open today. Why? Because it is a bank holiday week. We have Thanksgiving this week, so we have a bank holiday coming up, which often leads to choppy PA. Early on in the week. So we've gapped up today over the weekend, which was anticipated inside Red Pill to come and fill the RTH gap from the 14th of Nov, which is what we've gone and done, Yeetskis. So if you were reading the daily plans, you'll know that this has been our objective, bullish until we at least get up to fill this gap fill. Well, funny enough, we've gone and done it with an MWOG. We've gone and done it with an MWOG. So today I'm anticipating price to work back towards this MWOG. I am currently in a short, currently looking for 23 as my terminus. What's up, guys? How we doing? It's Monday. All right, it's Monday. Jeez Louise, it's Monday. All right. Yeah, I know. I did. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was on mute. I get it. I was on mute. God damn it. I have to repeat myself now, aren't I? So, just a little heads up. If you guys want to listen to the same music as me, you can. That link inside of the chat allows you to listen to the same music. Listen to country music today. I like to listen to music when I trade. I hate sitting in silence. It freaks me out. So if you want to listen to the same jam, you're more than welcome to. You can even put your own, it's like a jukebox. You can put your own music in there. So if you want to go over to Spotify and listen to the same music, entirely up to you. We can all jam together, right? So if you see me whistling or singing and you're going, what is he listening to? Well, you can find out by clicking that link, right? But going into today's actual PA, the important stuff, right? The sexy shit. Thanksgiving week. All right, it's Thanksgiving week. So anticipating it to be sticky today. In fact, sticky all week. It's going to be a gnarly little week. With Thanksgiving taking place midweek, it often leads to a choppity suey. So for those inside Red Pill, you will know that we've been bullish until we at least get up to the 14th of Nov gap fill. All right, why? Because ES has already gone and done it. So we had an ES gap fill divergence. Yes, sir. So we opened up this week with a gap up to essentially the 14th of November's gap. Boom. Right, so fulfilled the objective on the high. So when we were trading on Friday, we were constantly bullish until we were getting up to the 14th of Nov. I actually entered on this low, which is nice little trade on Friday. But regardless, we've gone and filled that with the gap, and we've obviously had this monstrous gap up. All right. So what I'm looking for today is for a pullback into the MWOG at a minimum. I'm looking for a pullback into the NWOG for a minimum. So today inside of Red Pill this morning, gone short inside this volume imbalance, which is the lower quad of this H1 SIBI inside of a deep daily premium, and paid ourselves using my mechanical TS model as our target and back down into an hourly discount. Okay, so we essentially used X levels to trade back out from our higher time frame POI, our nucleus, all the way back down to a higher time frame point of interest is back inside an hourly discount. So where I'm at the moment is I currently have a 1.0 contracto left. So this is my current contract that I have left. So 29.77 scaled out 62 and 44 and 51. But one contract left, that's 23. So it's a complete and utter lamb to slaughter. Just waiting for price to deliver down. If it comes back and drives out this high, I do not care because it is a lamb to slaughter already paid. If price does go and run out this high, I'll be looking back up towards this H1 SIBI with this order block as my POI for shorts. I have absolutely zero interest in longs today. Zero. So I'm only interested in shorts at my high time frame POIs. So back inside this daily volume balance was our short this morning. Inside this volume balance on the hourly lower quad H1 SIBI. Bosh. Okay. Back down into X levels higher time frame premium. Holding a runner to get it back into this MWOG. So I'm targeting the upper quad of this MWOG, anticipating us to get an MWOG fill today. That's currently what I'm anticipating us to come and get down into an MWOG fill. So at the moment, what's keeping me in this runner is changing state of delivery on this higher time frame hourly candle, right? So this hourly bearish order block. So once we close below it, or even wick below it, this is where we now have a change in state of delivery. So yes, we've come back down to an hourly discount. So technically we are inside of a higher time frame discount. So price, if it wants to continue up to this POI, it can do that. Nothing stopping it doing that out of this higher time frame discount. However, I'm currently sitting in with this one contract runner, looking for this to hold for us to come and drive back down into this MWOG. All right. So that's currently where I'm at the minute. That's where I'm at the minute. So what we're doing in here, I literally don't care. Right? I'm literally in here at 77, just holding positions. So we can talk about this, right? So the way that X levels work, and it's very, very simple. Okay, what we're going to do is wait for us to get into our higher time frame POI, which is what will happen here. And we are going to anticipate a break of structure on the lower time frame, which then leads to price going back through the dealing ranges. Okay, the X level goddamn dealing ranges. All right, so if we are at our higher time frame POI, boom, break of structure on the one. Okay, this is where I'm immediately going. If I am bearish, I'm immediately going, okay, so where is my 5-minute X level? Okay, that's immediately what I'm doing. So if I just get rid of this for a moment. So just go back. So our 5-minute X level is this low to this high, using the principles of how I define dealing ranges. And so what we're now looking for is for price to come back into our prem to then find our entries. Okay, so this is essentially your classic 2022, or you have your breaker block SIBI, which is a unicorn entry up on this high, right? But using the principles of AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? So the entry on the high for me, I'm an aggressive turtle suit trader. I enter right on this turtle suit. This is my entry. This is where I now look for, if I'm not already in the trade or I want to parlay in for your secondary entries. Well, there you go. So once you've now got your 5-minute X levels, this is your X levels on the 5, you're now going to target the 5-minute liquidity, right? So we've broken the 1. After the 1 is the 5. After the 5, guess what, is the 15. So we're going to go to our X levels on the 15, and we're going to go, where is our 15-minute liquidity? So here is our 15-minute liquidity. Now, these are also weak lows. I'm not going to go into why these are weak lows today, but these are weak lows on this low. And it's also our 15-minute X level. So the principle that we're talking about is higher time frame point of interest with your turtle suit using the principles of AMT into your higher time frame POI, you're then looking for a break of structure on your lower time frames to then lead to higher time frame breaks of market structure as price leads back through the dealing ranges. I'm on YouTube. So whether you're trading on the 15 seconds or the M1, you're now going to go back through your dealing ranges. So there's M1, M5, M15, H1, daily, weekly, monthly. Those are the only time frames I use. I use no other time frames. I'm not using a 30-second. I'm not using a 90-minute trashy cycle. I'm not using 4 hours. I'm not using anything like that. Those are my time frames. And that is it. Okay. So if you are breaking on the one, so we're going to go and get our little, we'll bring back a cleaner version. So if we're going to use this, table, so what we're looking for is a break on the one. Oh, Jesus. We're looking for a break on the one, which takes place here. Okay, so we have broken on the one. So one price breaks on the one and we are at our nucleus, our higher time frame POI. Price is now going to move for the liquidity under these. So price is only ever doing one of two things. It's searching for inefficiencies and liquidity. Okay, so as price moves back out, it's searching for inefficiencies and liquidity as it goes back through the dealing ranges. Okay, back into a higher time frame point of interest, because that's where the institutions step in. Okay, so if we break in the one, we want to know where our 5 is. 5 minute is next on our list. So 5 minute discount, inefficiency, inefficiencies, liquidity. Back up into our premium, distributes, liquidity. Next objective, 15 minute. 15 minute inefficiencies, liquidity, liquidity, boom. Where are you on the higher time frame? So what comes after 15 minute? Hourly. So this high, this low, hourly dealing range, all the way back down into hourly discount. Taking out higher time frame liquidity. These are also weak lows. Okay, so this trade today is using this exact principle of X levels as price expands back out through the dealing ranges. Now, if you were going to break on the hourly, so if this hourly low gets broken, you're going to ask yourself, where in God's name do I sit on the daily? Okay, so you start looking at daily X level POIs. Okay, which gets me back down into this MWOG, right? So at the moment, we've come all the way back down to an hourly discount. And so price can here, if it wants, go and continue and take out this liquidity on the high, but it doesn't bother me because I'm now paid holding a runner to get into an hourly liquidity daily POI, which is all I'm looking for all the way back down at this MWOG. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So just a little recap on what's taking place this morning and what we're currently in. Oh, itchy nose. Oh, yeah. So up in the high, we now have a change of state of delivery on the hourly, which is what you would be framing your entries off if you're anticipating continuation. Bum 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 bum. Temptation is just to hold this last contract for the rest of the day. It's a temptation. Because it's either going to come. It's either going to come and do what I want it to do, which is get back into this MWOG from here, or it's going to have one more stab higher. If we have one more stab higher, same principle. Oh Jesus! So I'll be looking for the same thing. I'll be looking for a change in state of delivery as again, if you're looking for confirmation within your trade. Because ultimately today, price is going to get back into this MWOG. It's going to get back into this MWOG. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes. It will do. Come on, NQ. Keep going, baby. Break easy low. Break this low, should get blood. So yeah, just the one contract left for me. Just looking for it to get down to 23 on my last Connie. So just trading base hits today, trading micros, Thanksgiving week. Little $500 daily target, something like that. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing holding up this low, apart from a fill on that BISI. That's about it. So I'm anticipating price to come and working back into this MWOG. I'm just going to hold this. So 23 is what I'm after on this final Connie. So for me, for continuation down at the moment, I don't want to see price through this high. So we could chop around in here going into the open, but I don't want to see price through this high for us to get down to the unblock. So essentially what we're witnessing is would be a sell day. Let's have a look at the news today. So we got Zoom after market close. Good old Zoom. Absolutely diddly squat on the news front. Let's go and have a look at XPeng. It's been a while. Jesus, keep missing entry. You are fucking kidding me. So gold is actually inside of a unicorn at the moment. It's interesting to keep an eye on NQ. Gold. It's inside of a daily unicorn. Oosh, get some. Which is, as you know, is bearish. So we're still waiting. We are still waiting for NQ to catch up with Dixie in terms of this inverse correlation. So I'm anticipating this week to us to come work all the way back down into a discount on this weekly. I'm looking for us to get back down into that's my main objective. For that to happen, I don't want to see price through this H1C, this H1 order block. Sorry. Cheers, Franny. Appreciate you. All right, 2 seconds, guys. Just need eau de toilette. Just for clarity, because someone raised it this morning. Does anyone know how to measure a dealing range when you have an RTH gap? Does anyone know how to do that? If you don't, I can show you. It's very simple. So if you have a gap like this, how you'd measure your higher time frame dealing range? Does anyone know how to do that? No? Okay, all right, we'll leave it. Yeah, sure, sure, Al, no problem. So if you ever have a gap like this in price, and you're wondering what your higher time frame dealing range is, you're going to use the principles of X levels. So you forget this gap, and you're going to look for your nearest swing low. So X double DR, right, would have given you No, don't use a doji. We'd give you this high, right? So this low to this high, you forget this, right? So you're not measuring it off like here or here, right? It's off that swing low using the principles of X levels, right? So you can see how price comes back all the way back down into 21 on the X levels, right? So when this low puts in a new high, at this point, this now has become our hourly DR, right? So we've now got the premium and the discount side of this hourly DR, which is currently what we're just bouncing between ahead of the open. All right. So that's how you do it. If you have an RTH gap, just use the swing low before the gap if there is one. But honestly, if you can master X levels, which I'm what I've developed for dealing ranges, it makes your life so easy with trading. It really does. You just, honestly, if you're a scalper, you can literally just scalp out of high time frame discounts, short outside a high time frame premium is just using your X levels. Just open, if you're going to do that, just open up your stop massively. But there's ways to dial that in, as as what we go through. But it's so simple, even way back all the way back down here inside the hourly. Right, there's so many opportunities here. Even if you're just reversing my mechanical TS model, right? Little break on the 1 minute here. See this break. So this high which puts in this low was your 1 minute dealing range, right? So even if you witness that and you're back down inside the higher sign from discount, mitigation, sweeping these lows, break on a 1 minute, go and target fair value or a premium, right? Even this little scalp here, if you flipped the 1 over using X levels on the 1, all right, you go take it back up to fair value on the 5. Even that, it's a 45 to 49. It's a little scalpo. There's literally so many opportunities with X levels. It's unbelievable. You can trade any swing you want. But the key is obviously knowing where the high probability swings are going to take place from. So just still got this one runner looking for it to get down to 23, which is essentially the upper 75% of this MWOG. Just trying to get some low-hanging fruit up in here. So as we often talk about, if price doesn't close below, wicks below your 5 minute DR, where you're going to look towards fair value. You could have, this is literally what we talk about the whole time. You could have literally just scalped that short, right? As long as you've got your bias in mind that you're going for. There's so many opportunities. So for me, I don't want to see price. Essentially, I don't want to see price back through this high on my runner. That's currently what I'm looking at. It's either going to take out this low and get down to 23, or it's going to take my runner out. Either or. Fitty, completely open. Do not mind. So again, DST up on this high for red pillars. DST on this high. So you would want to be keeping an eye on ES and this high. If ES takes out this high, we're more likely to move higher because we've now got a new divergence. You never use a data candle. Ow. Ignore it. For example, if you have, I'm assuming you're talking about this, right? So say hypothetically 8:30, there's our, and we have some wild candle like this. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? Right, so you completely ignore this on the lower time frame on the 1 minute. Completely ignore this. If your execution chart's on the 1 minute, the only thing you can do is obviously wait to see if this hit your high time frame POI. If it did, go to your 15-second chart and look for your 15-second dealing range with inside of this. So often you'll get it where it goes right, something like this. You know, so if you have this data wick and on your 15-second chart, obviously this is 1 minute, but inside of this candle it would look like this. Let me just sort this out. So on your 15-second chart it would look like this, right? The only thing you can do is utilize your 15-second chart. So whether if this hit your higher time from POI, look for mitigation or whatever your entry was on that high. If you were trading up inside of here, if you're short, right, just utilize your 15-second chart. That's the only time you do it. And then obviously the only other thing you can utilize on the 1 minute is your data wick extension for CPI and PPI, right? You can use the wick for that. So if you got a 1 minute wick, you can utilize that for your data wick extension. Does that make sense, Hal? You know what the data wick extension is, right? Cool. But yeah, if you have like an aggressive 1 minute data candle, I completely ignore it on the 1 minute. So it's about to go through that high. No, it's taking out that high. You want to be careful here on NQ. So if price does take out my runner here and it goes and clears out this high, my next POI is this H1 CBOB for short. So I've got no interest in longs today, none. Bum, 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 bum. Might be one of those where I parlay in early, you know. Yes, really going for all-time highs again. Oi! Can't stop this beast. 644. So at the moment, I'm interested to see where we open up. Looks like it's going to hump my runner here. Don't you dare! Don't you dare, mate! Don't you dare! She's going for it. Bum, 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 bum. So patience today. If you didn't already, if you've not already taken a trade today, you're not going short or long off this mechanical TS reversal. Sit still now. So that is the 5 and the 15. So you've now got a double divergence on the high. If ES takes out all-time high today, I'll be amazed. 64. So ES mean threshold of the daily rejection block would be my POI, which is in at 44. I'm amazed if it got up there. Took my runner out there on Enki. Rip. So I'm just going to wait to see where we open up. Not trading in here. I'm just going to wait to see where we open up. Now we've driven through that high. I'm just going to wait to see where we open up. Absolutely massive gap up. Ginormous. This reeks of manual manipulation. This. Jamal, you still holding your longs? Oosh. So up here is, if you've been in the daily plans, this is my original POI. I just don't know how close we are to the open. So I'm basically just going to wait. I'm just going to sit still. Just going to sit still. Don't like this delivery. This is reeks of manual manipulation, this. I.e. they've got a target in mind and they've just pressed enter. Not getting involved with this. Jesus, ES. Yeah, mo. Unbelievable stuff. course it's going to reject my POI, isn't it? Of course it is. I'm not trading this short, by the way. Sitting still. Unbelievable. What's going on? If you read my daily plans, that is literally my POI on that high. Right, 2 seconds. Didn't even take my own shot. Whole site number 21,000. This high here has to hold if you're looking for a deeper pullback. So I'm personally going to wait for up here. Just going to wait for the open. Wait, see, I want to see where we open up. This was going to be my target at the open. So I wanted us to come into back into this MWOG to then go and drive up to that at the open. Or do exactly what we've done. Come up into here to then go short. I just don't like how we've done that just before the open. Freaks me out a bit. But if you're short, you don't want to see price back through this RB. You'd be targeting a discount and then you'd be targeting the MWOG. Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, bro. It's how the cookie crumbles. So patience today. So just the one little trade this morning. So short on that high, which was this volume balance. Think about using the mechanical TS model and then stopped on my runner there. So that was my trade there. So 77, 62, then 44, and then my runner got stopped here. I didn't want to see it back above that high. Actually, I lie. I took a trade. I took this trade as well. Out of the unlog. So personally, just waiting to see where we open up. That's all I'm interested in a minute. Yeah, it's going to be an absolute monster gap. It's going to be a monster gap, which I'm anticipating us to pull back into, but I don't want to. I don't want to go early, so I'm just waiting. I wanted this. I wanted where we are at the open. I didn't want to do it before the open. I wanted this to be the POI that we manipulated into at the open. So the last piece of hope for shorts, otherwise we're going to go start working back up towards the all-time high, which would be absolutely ridiculous if we did that today. Like literally ridiculous. I wouldn't be trading. I'll just stop trading. Is this this H1 Sibi, which was once being used as support, right? Once breaks through is now resistance. So this inverted fair value gap, which is now being utilized. So we've got just mindful of this daily BISI. So this upper quad on the daily BISI, which gets us up to around 70. And the upper quad on this H1 Sibi, which is inside this OB on the hourly, which is up at 63. So that's currently what I'm looking at the moment, around 66, 70. Get rid of this. So I'm just keeping an eye in here. So this is where I'm anticipating us to open. And so this would be our quad RTH gap. Which, given the gap, the size of the gap, at least I would imagine anticipated to get back to the upper quad of the RTH gap, depending on wherever we open. So if I can get in on the short, I'll be targeting the RTH quad as a first partial. I could have done this on Friday when I was holding my runners. Jesus Christ. Typical market makers, right? Our shows. So these are here. These are weak lows. It's going to get revisited. So we're looking at the potential of a New York AM session reversal here. In fact, if there's anything that's in, it's a New York AM session reversal. So if you're going to protect yourself against a New York AM session reversal, you're going to want to take the low, wherever this high comes in, you're going to want to make sure you're paying yourself. So if it does get up to, so 66 is kind of where I'm interested in shorts at the minute. So say, for example, we get in here, you'll be wanting to, this is a weak low, so I'll be anticipating this low to be swept. So you want to be paying yourself inside this BISI and then holding runners to get back into the MWOG. So that's my plan of action for today. If it goes through that level, I'll just be moving to the sidelines because we're on crack. And I ain't shorting that. So it's entirely up to you if you start parlaying in here. It's super high risk though. Incredibly high risk. But this is mean threshold of that civvy. I'm looking for the upper quad. But if you want to start parlaying in, it's entirely up to you. Two seconds, just need the toilet again, sorry. So you've broken structure on the 1 minute there, and on the 15 seconds. So next objective would be to get back into a discount of the 5 and then 5 liquidity, and then back down towards an hourly discount, hourly lows. Dump NQ. Dump, baby. So if you parlayed in early, you're just literally just holding runners. If you parlay in early, you're doing that because you've taken on additional risk, which means you have to hold for a higher TP. Where in earth did I put it? Absolute beauty. Anyone parlaying early? I'll have to find that later. That's absolutely beautiful. There you go. So make sure you pay yourself here. It protects yourself from the a buy day. If you're holding runs, get back into the unmog from here. So I personally now want mean threshold. So 05. That is an absolute phenomenal entry. That's an absolute monster entry. So this was my entry. So 241 up on the high, parlaying in at 64, right? So I got in slightly early, opened up my stop a little bit. So just looking to hold my runners down. Last position, I want to take out this low. If you remember, I was saying that volume balance was going to get revisited on the 15. Still not hit it yet. So it's still got route to go. So basically going in on mean threshold of this BISI, which was once support, breaks through, is now resistance. So went in on mean threshold, allowing it to go up to the upper quad. So with the context of weak lows, right? Mindful of paying myself inside of this range from this low to this high, right? You guys will know why inside of RP. right? Protecting yourself in case, protecting yourself against a buy day, right? So if you're long, that's where you'd be looking to go long. So my stop is now above that original entry. If it goes through that high, it'll take my runner. And then I'll look again back in that upper quad if it wants to take it out. So it's a situation where you had to be a little bit brave going slightly early. So just mean threshold of that SIBI, allowing parlaying in, which would have lowered your net position, right? And so if you're going to do that, you half your size, your normal size, if you're parlaying in. So if this is your POI, your buck stop, and you're wanting to pile in to make sure you get in on the move, and this is still a valid POI inside this OB, which is essentially what I'm framing my shorts off, where you half your size and then go to full size of your usual position here, right? So say for example you took 2 contracts, then 3 contracts gives you 5, but your net position will be like here, okay, which is how you trade parlaying in. Good stuff, Rambo. Make sure you paid yourself inside that discount, bro. If it takes out my runner, it's like boo boo. Never mind. Paid, right? It's a 100-point trade. So keep an eye on ES. You wouldn't want to see ES through that high. So let's delay SM2 up on the high. At the moment, if it takes out that high, you've got a new... Good stuff, Rambo. Well done, mate. I'm just holding a runner to get back into this M-Walk. But this is what this is what I'm talking about in terms of daily plans today, right? Even though that's not a base hit, I'd say that's a a standard trade, right? That's kind of all you're looking for today. It's all week. This is the kind of trade that you're looking for. Just have context why price is going to run the low, weak lows on the low, higher time frame POI run the low. Back into an hourly discount again. All right, all the way back into an hourly discount. All right, there's your high. Rip City. Boom, 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 boom. Bye there. You gotta die, Anki. You gotta die. There's no hope. You can't. If it doesn't die, I'm gonna give up today. Otherwise, I'm not getting my M-Log. I'm just not gonna get my M-Log. Yay. Just give me the M-Log, boy. Buck stop for me is they're very high. Like, I don't want to see it through. I don't want to see it visit 21,100 basically. Let's go gold. Still didn't get down into that 15-minute volume balance, did it? No, it's still open. Die, boy. Die. Murder! Oh, murder! $11 minutes left on this hourly candle. My buck stop is like 96. Like, I do not want to see it all the way back above this H1OB. I just do not want to see it. If we start going through that, we're going to start building a base inside this BISI to work higher again. So it's got to reject here. If it doesn't reject here, it's off. We're doing the whole all-time high malarkey again. So if you remember earlier, I was talking about this rejection block on the daily. So it's got to hold here. If it doesn't, we're off. But super sloppy delivery, right? So we got to end to open up your stops a little bit. Did anybody capture any of this? Did anyone pile in early? Anybody pile in early? But 66 was my POI, if you remember. Right in at the height. Oosh, get some. Get some. Cool, cracking short on gold. Ooh, nice. Nice. Let's have a look at gold. Oh, boomskis. Using the, as we were talking about earlier, the daily source, the daily unicorn. Very nice. So this puppy has got to go. So what's happened is, for you on from this morning, we've now broken the 15-second, broken the 1, back into a 5-minute discount. Okay, so here it can come all the way back up into a 5-minute premium. All right, but we wanted to see it come and take out this low. That's what we want to see. So it can offset accumulate if it wants. But we're looking to come and drive out this low and get it back into the M1. Nobody caught this short? Jeez Louise. I'm surprised. Fucking dying Q. Jesus Christ. Murder. Let's go, baby. Let's get some. That's what I'm talking about. Patience. God damn it. Wait for the friggin' open. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Jeez Louise. X, mate. X. Come on. Do you guys feel your boots, or do you feel your boots? So another little 100 point, another little 100 points. So 3, 2, 1. Reduce my risk. down to 955. Daily goal hit, $500. Yeet skis. So this is where you're looking for continuation to get it into the NWOG. So I'll be looking for, you want to be mindful. Do you remember what I was talking about with these? So where did we actually open? We opened at 17. Opened at 17. So the lower quad of that's going to get you down to 94.25. Absolutely beautiful. Come on. You know what time it is. There's our MWOG, baby. Come on. Keep going. Melt skis. Blood. Bloody blood, blood. And by the way, if you're talking about cracking gap theory, my new theory, oosh. If anyone found value today on the stream, consider smashing a like. It means a lot. 4 of you, appreciate you. If you found value, smash a like. You tight wads. But that's what we do. That is what we do. We Bilbo bag skis. We sit patient. We wait for a higher time frame POI. And we get some. And we get. So, yeah, welcome on board, guys. Welcome to the Bilbo bag stream. That's what we do. But beautiful. Exactly what we were talking about. This old Bissy now acting as resistance, looking at the upper quad as our buck stop. Looking at this OB, waiting for price to get up into it. Initially went in at the 50%. We took this scalp down, took out my runner, re-entered in at our very high. Bosh. Fucking textbook trading. Textbook. Let's see who's green. Anybody print? Let me see who's printed. Let us know if you printed. I like to know these things. Otherwise, I might as well just go back into my cave. Who's printed? Who's green? Who's winning? Steve. Good stuff, Steve. We like that. Francesco Medici got some. Yes, sir. So 23. Do you remember? Upper quad of this... MWOG. Go to the daily plans where you'd be looking at up the quad levels of this MWOG. D-Mel. Get some. Andy White. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about, guys. Good shit. The fan feasts. The fan feast. Ways Trader. Yup. Get some. We had to stay patient for that one, guys. We had to stay patient, but we got there. That's what we do. A little bit of patience. Just a little bit of patience. Trade in alignment with a schematic. Right? Your aim session reversal. Mark it up. Annotate it. Study it. Why did we say go pay ourselves here? When we were short here to protect ourselves against a buy day. This hadn't hit our ultimate objective. Paid. Okay, whole runner in case it continues and it doesn't go back up here. Fair enough. Paid. Trade 1. Boom. Runner stop. Higher time frame POI. Boom. Your aim session reversal. Yeet skis. You know why, red pill. Simple. Today did require lots and lots of patience. You're absolutely right. It's going to be like that all week. It's going to be like this all week. So for me now, if you want my honest opinion, that's the high in the week. That's the high of the week. We've just put in the high of the week. If we go through that high, I'm not gonna trade for the rest of the week. Simple. That is the high of the week. Right, they moved us so slow and then ripped and dumped. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, this was pretty scabby. This little rip here, that was pretty grim. But yeah, like I was talking about, this felt like manual manipulation. If you remember, like I was talking about, I wanted this to be the PLY at the open. It was fucking weird that they just did it right here. There was nothing for it to do here. There was no news, there was no data, there was nothing. That was manual manipulation, that, which made me sus about wanting to trade this short, because it was like, well, okay, why are they doing this before the open? This is weird, right? So the fact that we basically, the mechanical TS low, this was the mechanical TS low, right? So we know why price did respect this level, which is absolutely fine. But this was manual manip. So at this point, it's like, okay, we'll sit still, wait for the market to tip its hands. You know, it's very rare that they're going to set this as a high off manual manip. It's likely to sweep again. So then just waiting for our PLYs. Boom. This SIBI, high time frame point of interest, high time frame premium, 21 on the daily X levels, you know the drill, right? Up inside the H1 BISI. So essentially doing what we always talk about with applying base rules, taking price from a higher time frame premium to a goddamn discount. So higher time frame premium on the daily, inverted fair value gap on the daily. BISI fair value gap now acting as resistance, classic support and resistance. Upper quad. Taking price back down to the MWOG on a New York AM session reversal. Simple. So if you want my honest opinion, we've just put in the high of the week. If you don't believe me, good luck to you. Boom, boom, boom. So that is essentially, if you're bearish, this is like a double discount. So we're above a midnight open price. In fact, it's a triple discount. We're above midnight, above 8:30, above 9:30. That is like a triple discount up there. And no wonder it's distributed so heavily, right? So if you're talking about midnight theory, okay, so if you're short bias, you're trading a power of 3 above the midnight open. All right, so your manipulation is above the midnight open price. Well, if you're above the 8:30 price and 9:30 and the midnight, that is a triple discount. It is hella premium if you're bearish. So this was a beautiful entry up here to go and drive it back into this MWOG. So now if you're just holding runners, you just hold runners. This is your high of the day. Sit still. Enjoy it. Lap it up. Absolutely beautiful trade though if you're in this. So if you want a long-term objective, your long-term objective is going to come and take out this, which I imagine is going to be the 4 hours. Let's have a look. No, so yeah, I'd be looking at basically back all the way back down into a 4-hour discount, which is going to get you down to 710 because we've now broken on the 1. So you're now looking at your 4-hour daily, which is going to get you all the way back down into this BISI. So if remember I was talking about we're going to be going SIBI BISI today, right? So we've done BISI. So we've done BISI, now we're doing SIBI BISI. So your next so 833 is where you'd want to be taking off, like if you've still got runners. And then just holding runners to come and take out back down to the 4 hour. 2 secs. What was I doing? Yeah, that was it. So that's mean threshold of the MWOC. So you now want this. You now want this H1 order blocks now support bearish continuation. You've still not had a change in the state on ES. ES is still yet to take that low. So there's a potential for an M5 continuation. Let's have a look. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Dum, bum, bum, bum. So if we're getting if you've still got this, you'd be keeping your eye on the M5 continuation model. So we now want this bearish OB to now support bearish continuation. Which is also BPR. Absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal trades, guys. If you took it, beautiful, beautiful this morning. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Everyone got their one and done today? Got my one and done. Got my one done. So now I've got essentially got a unicorn here. Bum 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 bum. So if I was to look at another trade, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd be looking for it to at least get back up into the 7.5 Sibi. Before I went again. Oh yes. I'm on fire. Oosh, ES, catch up. Go on, son. Murder! Murder! Didn't even get up into the lower quad. Oosh. Heavy. Oosh. There's your gap fill. And the M1. I would not be bouncing that. These lows you'll draw. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Little one and done today. Nice little trade this morning. So if you caught that with me, Uski's trading a New York AM session reversal into a higher time frame POI. I had to stay patient for it, but we caught it. Took it twice. Early off mean threshold, and then again off the upper quad skis. So just going to stick to my principles this week and just trade base hits, one and done. Get green, get gone, get out there, go do some other stuff. All right. So if you took that trade with me this morning, good shizniz. Or if you took the short this morning using the mechanical TS, again, really well done. So there's your 2 trades for me today. Potentially see where we are in the PM. If you get all the way back up here, you've got this. You're looking for this. Order blocks now act as resistance for continuation. Your objective is to get down and take out these lows. So lows down at 794, taking out 800 essentially. So if you get up into this M5 SIB, you got a potential M5 continuation model short. But I don't need to trade that. Already done. So I'm going to call it here, guys. Take it easy. Catch you on the next one. Hope you bagoed. Abosh. Take it easy.